Andreas Lubitz, the name of the man who allegedly crashed the Germanwings Airbus A320 with 149 people aboard into a mountainside while traveling within Europe. What's shocking to me as a frequent flyer on United Airlines is that this could happen in the way that it's explained. When I first heard it without reading the details, I thought, now it has to be a cover-up. There's no way that a seemingly fit, allegedly mentally healthy, under 30 white European man without any disabilities or any other reasons for obvious desire to take a drastic and rash action that's suicidal would actually do that. I thought it was a cover-up for some mechanical failure problem. But when I started reading about the accounts based on the reports from the flight recorders about the captain trying to get back into the cockpit, about that captain being locked out by Andreas, about the banging on the door and the screams by the passengers when they, at the last seconds, finally realized what was happening, then I began to reconsider. And the first thought was, well, how can something like this be avoided in the future? And my first answer was some type of artificial intelligence. Something that would gather together information regarding a flight situation and take control of an airplane in a way where that action could never occur. And the obvious set of circumstances to model would be the ones that led to the crash of the Germanwings A320. First of all, door being locked with only one pilot in the cockpit, another one outside banging, trying to get in. All those are actions that can be read by sensors and picked up by a computer and recorded for storage so that the CPU can determine how to handle that problem if the other factors come into play. That is, the pilot that's in the cockpit suddenly drastically altering the course of the plane. This system would essentially wrest control of the plane from that pilot and make sure the plane continued on its pre-programmed course to its destination. Now the question is, what would you do about the locked door? How would you get around that? And that, my only answer is that it would buy enough time for the captain and other passengers to break down the door and apprehend the pilot inside and get him to a point where he is arrested or detained by citizen's arrest until the authorities can come to apprehend him once the plane lands. That is horrible. Think of the families, the suffering, oh man. And it's said in the most recent accounts that law enforcement officials have found, I don't know what it is, something in one of his homes, he had two, that gives an obvious reason for what he did. What that something is, I just read that moments ago before I made this interview. I don't know. But my prayers and condolences to Germanwings and the associated families, friends, and relatives.